Hello, and welcome. Hey, everybody. We're going to talk about how you can scale your audience with thought reversal videos. I'm going to tell you right now, this is probably going to be one of the most powerful video scripts that you ever get, ever, and no one's even talking about it. So what I want to do is just see if you can hear me and see me. Andy's here. Awesome. We're streaming live to Facebook and YouTube right now. So again, if you're just tuning in and you want to learn one of the most powerful video formulas that you can use on Facebook and even YouTube to scale your audience, become a thought leader, then pay attention to this video because we are going to be talking about thought reversal videos. Now, it is very common for people to hear things like do how-to videos. Marcus is here. Thanks, Marcus. Glad you can hear me. It's very common for people to think that how-to videos, add a bunch of value, type videos are one of the best ways to grow an audience. And although those do work, they're not really the best ways to establish yourself as a thought leader. Unless you're going to teach something that's brand new and revolutionary, then it's not going to really get the traction that you want. Again, I've grown my business off how-to videos and things like that, but we're now discovering that there's a certain type of video, a certain formula that you can use that allows you to get people to hook onto your content and engage it, and not only that, to share it, which means more interaction, more engagement, more audiences that you can remarket to, build your email list faster, build your Facebook group faster. And so what we're going to talk about is that video right now. And what I'm talking about is what I like to call the thought reversal video. Right now, our highest performing videos on Facebook are thought reversal videos. And I'm going to give you an example of what this is before we reveal the actual formula for this. This is basically taking a common thought in the industry. Because here's the thing. People hear things online all the time, right? People hear things, let me turn this thing off real quick. Turn it down so you guys aren't hearing. Okay. So people hear things in the industry all the time. And if they trust the person that's saying it, or if it makes sense to them, they're going to believe it, and they're going to believe it as if it's 100% true. For example, if you hear the same person or a couple people over and over and over again saying how-to videos are the best way to establish yourself as a thought leader, that may or may not be true. And the people teaching it to you, it's true to them, so they're not lying. They're not, trying to give you bad information. It's true to them and they don't know any better. They're just teaching what they know best. But it doesn't make it 100% true. But the thing is you as a viewer latch onto it as if it's 100% true, and you never even realize that you do. You never even realize that subconsciously you go like, boom, this makes sense. I'm going to move forward with my business thinking that this one thing is 100% true. And there is no truth. Maybe thought reversals don't work better for someone, how-to videos do. But here's the thing. Your industry, your niche, your audience right now has beliefs about their life, about their industry, that they believe to be 100% true. Or there's common thoughts that they hear all the time, and they believe it to be 100% true. So if you can discredit those and give them evidence of when it's not true or how it's not true, guess what? You're breaking apart what they thought as 100% true. You're breaking apart their reality. And when you do that, you open up the field to lay down your truth or your better way or your new way, which is going to establish yourself as an authority. So this is what I call the thought reversal videos. So let's go ahead and it's not the right way. Okay, so we have it here on the board too. This is basically designed to polarize people. Okay, so polarize people by talking about how a common thought in the industry is not right, how it's wrong, or how it's bad. So let me give you an example. One of the common thoughts in our industry right now. Let's see, is the audio still good? Let me know. Okay, here we go. We got the audio back. Let's give it a little test. Test-a-roo. Test, 1, 2. Test, 1, 2. Okay, it sounds good, but it's a little blown out, so why don't we... There we go. Testing 1, 2. Cool. All right, so basically what we're going to do is we introduce a common thought in the industry, and we're going to talk about how it's bad, how it's wrong, or how it's the old way of doing things. Okay, cool. Awesome. So we want to start off by talking about how the common thought in the industry is bad, wrong, or the old way. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, you have to take a common thought. This is not about selling someone on your service. This is not about selling someone on your product or even what you talk about. For example, I work with a lot of entrepreneurs and we do video marketing. But a lot of my thought reversals don't really start off by talking about video. They talk about any common thought or belief that any entrepreneur is going to have. Then I bust those beliefs up and then I lay down my foundation, which could be video. So I'm going to show you guys how this works. Basically, what you want to do is take the common thought in the industry, talk about how it's bad, wrong, or not the right way of doing it, and that's going to polarize. That's the thing you want to lead in is you want to be super polarizing with the video. So if you just say the common thought in the industry, it's bad, it's the wrong way of doing it, it's going to hurt your business if you believe this, that is super polarizing because it's the thing that most people believe to be true, which we established already is not necessarily true. Again, polarize them by talking about how a common thought, belief, or something in the industry is bad, wrong, or not the right way of doing it. So this could be, for example, in the entrepreneur space, we hear all the time, work hard and you'll be successful. Or in order to be successful, you have to work hard. Work until your eyeballs bleed, right? Is one of the phrases that we hear. So what I could do is I could start off by saying, working hard does not guarantee success. Or, and if you believe that, you could actually destroy your business. Something along those lines. Or I could say, thinking that you have to work hard in order to be successful could be some of the worst advice you would ever get. Again, that's super polarizing, which is what we want to do at the very first part of it. Again, introduce a common thought in the industry, talk about how it's bad, it's the wrong way of doing it, and then you move into B, which is where you basically want to take a step back. Because what you're doing with part A is you're attacking people's beliefs. These are things they think to be true, and you're attacking their beliefs. So you want to take a step back and you basically just say, I get it. I understand why you think that. Everyone is saying it, so it's so easy to believe it. So now you're kind of easing the blow a little bit. That one's pretty straightforward. So basically take a step back. I get it. I get why you believe that, makes sense, blah, 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 blah. Then what we want to do, and this is the most important part of the thought reversal script, the thought reversal script will not work if you can't discredit the common belief. The easiest way to do this is to ask everyone if this is 100% true at the time or flip it on them. So kind of the ways I like doing this, if we look over here, is I destroy the belief by what we call chunking up or chunking down, or using a counter example. So if we were to chunk up, this would basically be, I would say, does, using the first example, like working hard guarantees success, or you have to work hard in order to be successful, I would basically say, so let me ask you, does everyone who work hard become successful? The answer is obviously no. So working hard clearly is not the answer to be successful, because you can work your ass off and not be successful. And if you hold that belief, you can work your ass off for years and never become a millionaire, right? So I just discredit it by chunking up, which is like, does everyone who work hard become successful? Or we could chunk down, which is basically saying, has there ever been a person who's been successful and didn't work hard? And you can find that one example, right? That's chunking down. So you go, does everyone who does this get this? Or has there ever been a time where someone didn't do that and got this? So that's chunking up and chunking down. The counterexample is just find an example of someone doing the exact opposite of them. For example, if I was to say something like, how-to videos are some of the worst videos you can use to grow your audience. Super polarizing, to the point. I could discredit by using a counterexample, which is Gary Vaynerchuk. I could say Gary Vaynerchuk blew up faster than anyone has in the entire industry, and he doesn't do a single how-to video. So how-to videos can't possibly be the best videos to grow your audience. And so oh, Marcus, awesome, man. I see all your comments coming in. Thank you, buddy. So I used Gary Vaynerchuk as the counterexample of the common belief, and I discredit it. So what we look at is we go and we introduce the common thought, talk about how it's bad and it's wrong. We tell them that you understand it. This is taking your step back. We discredit the common thought by either chunking up or chunking down or giving a counterexample. And now's the time where we can give them, our thought. This is where the new thought is. Here's what they do have, or here's what they do. For example, let's use the working hard doesn't mean success. I can take it any way I want to go. I could say something like, working hard does not guarantee success, or thinking you have to work hard in order to be successful could be some of the worst advice you could possibly get. But I get it. Everyone's talking about it. It's easy to think that because a lot of successful people say you need to work hard. So I totally get it. But let me ask you, does everyone who work hard become successful? No. And if you hold that belief, you could actually work your ass off for years and never see a dime. In fact, you might even be worse off because you have less time with your family and less time with your friends and nothing to show for it. But you know what every successful person does do? And now I can lead them anywhere I want them to go. Like, let's say I'm a mindset coach. They all have the perfect mindset. Find me any successful person that didn't actually have the mindset of success, they don't exist, because every successful person has the perfect mindset, right? Or maybe you help people gain confidence. You know what every successful person does do? They have confidence. Find me a successful person who was not confident and didn't believe they could actually become successful. It doesn't exist, because in order to be successful, you have to be confident. So now I'm introducing any thought that I want. If we go back to the how-to video example, I could say something like, how-to videos are some of the worst videos you can use to grow an audience fast. I get that you might think that because that's what everyone's talking about, so it makes sense. But let me ask you, why did Gary Vaynerchuk grow the fastest out of anyone in our industry, and he didn't even use a single how-to video? So how-to videos can't possibly be the best types of videos to do to grow an audience fast. But you know what he does do? He uses thought reversal videos, or he uses inspirational videos. He uses this. I can go a million different directions. I can literally take them anywhere I want them to go. So that's kind of the process here. Once you do that, you introduce the new way to look at it. What I like to do is also add in a consequence of what's going to happen to them if they don't adapt to this new thought that I just laid down for them. So if I came to them and I said, working hard, and I said, you know what every successful person does do is they have the confidence, and if you don't have the confidence, you'll never be successful. So if you want to continue believing that you have to work hard and you don't actually believe that it's possible for you, you're just going to work your ass off for years and have nothing to show for it. So I'm laying down the consequences of what's going to happen to them if they don't adapt to this new thing I led them down, this new path, this new idea that I gave them. So again, if you want to introduce the common thought, you want to tell them that you understand, and you want to tell them it's introduce a common thought, tell them it's bad, it's wrong, and it's the old way. Tell them that you understand why they think that. Then you're going to discredit the common thought. You're going to introduce your new way of looking at it. Tell them what's going to happen if they don't adapt, and then tell them where you want them to go. Ask them if they want to keep operating the old way. You just straight up ask them, do you want to keep operating and thinking that you need to work hard in order to be successful? Or do you actually want to focus on the one thing that you need, which is confidence? If you do, then go to our email list and get our PDF, or go to our Facebook group and join the community, anything along those lines. So that's the thought reversal video. Again, if we look at the screen here, it is polarize people by talking about how common thoughts and stuff in the industry are bad, wrong, or not the right way of doing it. Take a step back because you're kind of slapping them in the face and let them know, like, look, I get it. It's okay for you to think that. Everyone's talking about it. I understand, where you're coming from. Then you discredit the common belief. So you basically, then this is the most important step. You have to discredit it, and the easiest way to do that is to chunk up or chunk down. So does everyone who work hard become successful? Has there ever been and then chunking down? Has there ever been a person who didn't work hard and become successful? Chunking down. I personally like chunking up. Or a counterexample. How-to videos are some of the worst videos you can do for audience growth. Look at Gary Vaynerchuk. This is where I'm discrediting it. Look at Gary Vaynerchuk, grew the fastest out of anyone in the industry, never did a single how-to video. So they can't possibly be the best ones. And then from there, you lay down your new thought. You know what Gary Vaynerchuk did do. You know what everyone does do. Blah, 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 blah. And if you continue to hold that thought, here's what you're going to experience. So if you want to finally fix this problem, go get our PDF, go get our training book, register for our webinar. I like to personally use thought reversal videos for pre-launch videos. I like to use it to get people onto my email list. We used it to grow our Facebook group really, really well. So again, thought reversal videos. Let me know if you like it. Let me know if you have questions on it. And let me know if you're going to start using it in your business. So for those of you who did tune in, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. And if you're on YouTube, because we're streaming both, we're using restream.io to stream to both places at once. So I don't even know how to turn this thing off. Oh, there we go. Cool. So if you guys like this stuff, you want to join our community, the link is above, Sold a Video, or swvcommunity.com. That's it. Take care. Let me know if you like this. And if you want more live streams,